Fees piling up and questions remain as the Tallahassee Flea Market Exchange faces code violations.
Our Brea Ruffin spoke to organizers about their troubles and joins us live now. Brea?
Yeah, Jacob, the future of the flea market and its current location is unclear as they work to resolve the code dispute with the city. The Flea Market Exchange opened at a motel off North Monroe Street last month. One resident, Janice France, has been raising concerns to city leaders about traffic safety, permit compliance, and congestion. France shared a statement with WCTV saying, in part, quote, "I think it's pretty evident that you have people actively and openly defying the ordinances of the city, jeopardizing public safety," end quote. Claudette Cromartie with the flea market shared an email thread detailing the flea market's initial agreement with Land Use Administrator Dylan Hawes about permit requirements and expectations. Cromartie says the vendors will be the ones to suffer if they are forced to shut down, and she hopes the city will reconsider.
They want to be able to work and earn their own money. How you are to conduct a traffic analysis. And it's not by pictures per se. It's not by a neighbor calling in and saying that they have some concerns. It's by data. It's by facts. It's by site inspections.
Today, the city shared a final order for the motel owners that lease their parking lot to the flea market. It shows a $250 fine for a temporary use permit violation with an additional $250 each day until the violation is fixed, citing unpermitted use of the premises. Cromartie says if the issues are not resolved, it could impact their ability to stay at this location, and she's hoping to meet with city leaders soon to discuss next steps. We will, of course, keep tracking this story and provide any updates on what happens next. For now, reporting in Tallahassee, Brea Ruffin, WCTV Eyewitness News.
All right, Brea, thank you for the update.